All right, hi everyone. My name's Naomi and I'm here representing the Raise the Flag campaign for Autism Ontario. I want to thank everyone for joining us today to recognize World Autism Awareness Day. Yesterday, celebrated today due to the holiday, so thank you so much for spending your time with us here. We really appreciate you making it out. Raise the Flag's an Autism Awareness, an Autism Ontario initiative designed to raise awareness throughout the province through our 25 chapters. We raise the flag as a symbol of our community's commitment to inclusion and support for the individuals living with autism spectrum disorder, as well as their families. When we gather together to talk about autism, we help encourage and contribute to an informed community. We encourage you to take photos today, videos, and share your experiences on social media using the hashtag #RaiseTheFlagForAutism. With your support and active participation, we hope to reach a growing amount of community members and recruit new participants with every coming year. Having the support of our city councillors and our mayor goes a long way towards creating that inclusive environment that Ottawa strives for. Your presence at the event is invaluable. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. I'd like to welcome Mayor Watson to speak at this time.
That was a dramatic pause. I like that. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bon après-midi, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue à l'Hôtel de Ville. Welcome to Ottawa City Hall. It's great to have so many people out today before the big ice storm arrives later tonight. I want to thank the organizers for allowing me to say a few words and to present the proclamation. Je dis un grand merci à tous les bénévoles qui sont responsables pour cet événement cet après-midi ici à l'Hôtel de Ville. I'm very pleased to be joined by a number of members of City Council, Marianne Wilkinson, Keith Eglai, Michael Kakish, our Deputy Mayor Bob Monette, David Chernyshenko, Shad Caudry, Riley Brockington, Jean Cloutier. Have I missed anyone? We almost have quorum for council here. On behalf of the City of Ottawa, it's my pleasure to welcome you as we celebrate World Autism Day. As you know, the day was actually technically yesterday, but because of Easter Monday, we're celebrating it today. I'd like to extend a special welcome to all of the individuals and families here today who are affected by autism spectrum disorder. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Today we look to recognize and promote inclusivity for all citizens in the Ottawa community as we recognize World Autism Day. Aujourd'hui, nous voulons reconnaître et promouvoir l'inclusivité pour tous les citoyennes et citoyens d'Ottawa et souligner la Journée mondiale de sensibilisation à l'autisme. This includes every person with an autism spectrum disorder and their right to quality of life as an equal member of our society. In Canada, autism prevalence rates are 1 in 94, and more than 135,000 Ontarians are diagnosed with ASD. We raise the flag for autism awareness because we want, when we talk about autism, we help to further inform the greater community on how to build an inclusive community here in Ottawa and throughout Canada for people with autism spectrum disorder. It's also important to remember that autism is a lifelong disorder, so we need to ensure that the system and that our community is responsive to infants, children, as well as adults living with ASD. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize the great work being done by Autism Ontario, not only here in Ottawa, but right across our province. The organization represents thousands of families across Ontario throughout 25 chapters, including one here in Ottawa, assisting them by advocating on their behalf, providing programs and services, and by raising awareness. Autism Ontario also helps to navigate the school, housing, and healthcare systems for individuals with ASD and their families. You are making a difference. More and more people are talking about ASD. More and more people understand the challenges you face as families and individuals with autism. I want to encourage those who may need access to Autism Ontario services and assistance to reach out to your local chapter. Finally, I encourage everyone to support autism awareness and help educate our community about this disorder. Now I have the pleasure of presenting the official proclamation to Naomi Abbey, Autism Ontario's Raise the Flag Ottawa chapter lead. And if she would come forward along with members of council, we'll present the official proclamation. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much, Mayor Watson. That was wonderful. So I'd like you to welcome Ms. Sarah Siddiqui. She's going to be our first guest speaker. Sarah is a strong advocate for autism awareness. Her youngest brother has a diagnosis. So she is a second-year Carleton student in health sciences, and we're so glad that you came today and took the time to speak. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Naomi. So hello everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm a sibling of someone affected by autism. My brother is actually sitting at the back in the ball cap. Do you want to wave, Nasser? He is 14 years old and was diagnosed with autism about 10 years ago. Many of us here today know what autism is. But when my brother was first diagnosed, I had no idea what this word meant. For me, a part of raising awareness includes educating others. And as I gained awareness, I learned what autism is. So what did I learn, you might ask? Autism is a spectrum disorder, where individuals display symptoms on a broad spectrum. Hence the common saying, if you have met one person with autism, then you have only met one person with autism. Having autism doesn't mean that the person can't do the same things as anyone else. Sometimes they may require support, and many times they can perform activities even better than others. Autism awareness is an understanding of these concepts. It's knowing that you can't tell if someone is autistic by looking at them at first glance. And knowing that when interacting with someone with autism, it's important to be understanding and non-judgmental. Raising awareness about autism came to me because it was one thing I felt a need for as I spent time with my brother. My perspective on autism as a sibling is different because my parents have always put efforts into getting funding, respite, and therapy, but I never had to worry about the logistics of these. But I have felt the discomfort as I spent time with my brother, and awareness became something I wanted. I remember as we faced obstacles, thinking that I didn't want to dwell on the negative of these. Instead, I wanted to find a silver lining. I wanted to turn these negatives into positives by raising awareness for autism. My brother Nasser is the sweetest person. He's full of energy and life, always happy to give a hug. He loves animals, and everything has to do with animals for him. We have even been teaching him to spell using letters as they correspond to animals. For example, ball. B is for bear, A is for alligator, L is for lion, and another L for lion. Nasser is also amazing at making puzzles. He can make very tough 500 to 1,000 piece puzzles quicker than me and my other siblings. He has this talent where he knows exactly where the piece is going to go. He also has a fascination with things being fixed. He loves watching a car tire be changed, and sometimes I think he can visualize it all happening. Whenever we go to the grocery store, he's that kid who points to all the vegetables and goes, there's the eggplants, there's the zucchini, there's the mushrooms. Every day when my brother comes home from school, I'm greeted with his bright smile telling me, what did you do today? He wants me to ask him. So I ask him, what did you do today, Nasser? He then goes on to tell me the activities of the day. Spider-Man puzzle, grocery shopping, ate lunch. My brother and I love riding bikes together, reading books, and reciting lines from his favorite TV shows. He is so amazing and has taught me so much. Being with my brother has helped me become more patient and have empathy. I firsthand understand what one little smile can mean, an extra hand or the smallest piece of support. Once when my brother and I were at a park, he wanted to go on the swing, and there was someone on the swing. I remember the delight I had when he asked me politely with the word please, and the other person gave him the swing. Raising awareness for me is helping others understand the importance of these smiles, so other siblings and families affected like me can spend more time to celebrate these special moments of the day. Over the past few years, we have received immense support from workers, teachers, programs, friends, and all our blessings to our family. We moved through challenges to where my brother is today. He can stand here. He is his happy self all the time. He can have a mini conversation. He can sit for a few hours and work on an activity. He can go on vacation with us. He can express his needs and his wants. And he can even understand when we are planning something he doesn't know about yet. All of this from the countless hours that everyone has spent with my brother. We all as families really appreciate all the amazing people who work in this field. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We also really appreciate Autism Ontario. I remember looking forward to all the March break events and seeing all the other families there. It would be a chance to try new and cool activities. Once we visited La Ronde. This was the first time we visited an amusement park with my brother and had a fantastic time. We also ate out at a restaurant with Nasser for the first time. All these great memories from Autism Ontario. These events have been an opportunity to connect with others and have lots of fun with my brother. Over the last few years, I have spearheaded many initiatives to raise awareness for autism. My family hosts an annual bake sale at our house in the summer to talk to people in our community about autism and raise funds to support families affected by autism. To date, we have raised and donated over $1,000 to Autism Ontario and Children at Risk from our bake sales. I have also given a workshop to elementary school children as a meet a week where students learn how they can help create change right away. And from my presentation, it was by understanding and accepting. In this workshop, I addressed all the misconceptions about autism and highlighted the ability for people with autism to do anything. I also created a game show for the students to play, and throughout the game continued to tell them about my brother and how they as peers could help those around them just by understanding. One of the interesting questions I received was that in schools, when someone has autism, this is confidential information. So how should peers know how to act because they won't know that the person has ASD? I think the most important thing to remember is that autism is not a label. We shouldn't act a certain way or not act a certain way just because someone has autism. But instead, we should always be understanding and keep an open mind. When my brother was younger, we would avoid grocery stores with him because he had a hard time waiting as we walked and got all the groceries. If he ever got upset, my parents would help calm my brother, and so would I. But I also saw the stares, and I know how much more a smile and comforting words mean compared to those stares. That is why I raise my voice for autism awareness. World Autism Awareness Day is a day where we raise the flag to stand united under one cause. It gives us pause for a moment to celebrate all the hurdles we have overcome to raise awareness. It's a day where I like to share my brother's story and tell people my hope is that by raising awareness, I can see acceptance, respect, and compassion for people with autism. I want to see a world where a sibling like me won't be made to feel uncomfortable. A world where someone with autism doesn't have to overcome hurdles to be understood by others around them. Thank you for joining me today as we step forward towards more understanding, more positive outcomes, and most importantly, more smiles. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was really amazing. Appreciate you being here. So for our next speaker, we have a young man named Wyatt. We're really fortunate to have Wyatt here today as he's just getting started on his mission to promote awareness. Wyatt's going to speak about what it's like to live with the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Thank you so much, Wyatt.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would first like to thank Naomi, Abby, and Julie Diamond for providing me with the opportunity to speak to all of you here today. I would also like to thank the people of Ottawa and Mayor Jim Watson for taking the Let me go!
So this is autism. So I'll try. Wyatt was very prepared, but this is the way autism is. This is my dad.
Wyatt's grandfather. I gotta figure out where he was here. Okay, we already thanked Jim, so. Okay, I like to think that we can raise awareness every day, not just for autistics, but for everyone. We are all unique and special and need to be celebrated for our differences. Today, we celebrate. We celebrate autism and the unique way that we are able to experience the world. Today, I will share a little about Wyatt's story. And this is his story. It's only unique to him and to his family. Dr. Stephen Shore said, if you have met one autistic, you have met one autistic. This is true for Wyatt, and this is his story of autism. He's 12 years old, he's in grade 7, and he goes to Roberta Bonda School. He was diagnosed with autism at the end of grade 2. He always knew that he was different than others, and he always tried to fit in. He remembers telling the psychologist that he felt like he was an alien from a different planet visiting Earth. He spends a lot of time trying to fit in and doing the normal thing. A lot of the time, though, doing that makes him look out of place, and he wishes sometimes he didn't need to. This is another reason to raise awareness, so that autistics don't have to try so hard acting neurotypical all the time. These are his words, not mine. When I was little, I used to do a lot of hand flapping. For those of you who don't know, you do a lot of that all the time. And when I say a lot of hand flapping, I mean that sometimes it looked like I was going to take flight. I also used to make a lot of noises with my mouth. Sometimes I still do, especially when I'm nervous or upset. I remember asking my grandpa one time after school if he thought I was odd because he did weird things. That was how he was feeling. At recess, he'd go to the structure and sift sand underneath the structure instead of playing with the other kids. And I remember this day. He was in about grade 1, actually, and it was a beautiful fall day, and we were walking out of school, and I was holding his hand, and he said to me, Grandpa, do you think I'm odd? And I said, well, what do you mean by odd? He said, well, do you think I'm different than other kids? I said, well, why do you use the word odd? Because he said, that's what the kids said. They said I was odd. I said, well, why would they say that? He said, I was in class, and I was going, I said, oh. Was anybody else doing that? No? Okay, here's the tip. When you look around and you're making that noise and you see nobody else making it, that's odd. So you're going to need to work on not doing that. So he's never ever forgot that. And then he goes on to say that his family's a little odd. And that may seem a little strange, but that's one thing about my family. They never let me use my autism as an excuse, and they always tell me like it is. So, if I ask if I looked odd or weird doing something, they tell me the truth. So Grandpa asked me, well, Wyatt, what are you doing in class? So I've already told you that, so we don't have to go through that. I didn't know he put all this in. He's worked very hard with his family and specialists to learn the times when he could hand flap or make noises with his mouth, or what he could do instead. This does not mean that he no longer does that, because he does. He's just learned not to do it as often or at inappropriate times. This is one of the confusing things about autism, is that sometimes, and some of us, can control our symptoms, and sometimes we can't. This brings me to how last year I began educating others about autism. You see, last year I came home from school and I felt it was time to teach my class about autism. Of course, my parents asked me why I felt needed to do this. And I shared with them that the kids at school thought it was pretty cool how I could turn my autism on and off. Of course, this is not the case. There are certain situations that my symptoms are more obvious than others. So, this is another thing about my family. Not only do they always give it to me straight, they also like to STRECTCH me. That's stretch. They're always trying to get me out of my comfort zone. Mom says it's good for me. Anyways, the presentation to my class? Oh, no. We're going to go bigger. So we had an awareness day at school. All the kids wore blue. I did school-wide presentations with my mom. We held activities throughout the week, and the whole school, all 850 students, went outside and we raised the flag together. This year, we are participating in special activities again in an effort to gain awareness. I have to admit, once I did the presentation, I got more comfortable and could see the benefits of raising awareness. And not only did I present to my school, but I've been able to do the presentation to other schools as well. Often people ask me, when did you know you were autistic? The answer to this is easy. It was through an awareness session at my school in grade 3. My parents have been working with me with the school since my official diagnosis to help set things up for me. And it was really important for them to have the school provide empathy and social skills trained to my classmates. My parents requested extra support, and the school board had the autism team come in to Roberta Bonder to provide some training to my class. During that time, they left a book from my grade 3 teacher, Madame Villeneuve, to read to the class. The boy in the book had autism, and I felt that I had very similar symptoms to that boy. I came home and asked my mom and dad, do I have autism? And she said, and they said, yes, you do. It was as simple as that. We have always been able to talk about my autism honestly and openly. For that, I am very thankful. I'm able to talk to my parents about it, ask them questions, and they are able to help me navigate this sometimes very confusing world. There is no shame in having autism, and I would never change the fact that I have autism. Taking away my autism would be like taking away a piece of me. I am who I am because I am autistic. Now I can tell you it has not always been easy. I have had some pretty terrible experiences, as you can imagine or may have experienced yourself. There have been people along the way who have not been very nice to me. In fact, there have been times I have been made fun of. I have been excluded. I have felt like I don't belong, and I have been bullied. I have teachers who do not understand my needs. Sometimes, because I am high functioning, people don't even believe that I am autistic, or they think I do things on purpose. One thing I've learned along my journey so far is that we all need champions. I've been fortunate enough to have had many champions that have helped me. These are the people that we can count on when we need help. The people that may not always have the answers, but will keep working with me to help me find the solution. These are the people that show compassion and understanding. Even before I was officially diagnosed, my grade 1 teacher, Madame Dussault, helped me. The best thing I remember about her class was how organized she was. She was predictable and consistent. I now remember how safe and caring her class felt to me. I'm in grade 7 now, and Madame Dussault is still there any day with her door open for me to enter if I need help, need support, a break, or just a hug to start off my day. She was also a vital piece of the puzzle in supporting me in my autism. I know that Madame Dussault will always be my champion, and I always feel connected to her. We have also had many services and supports along the way and continue to. We have had interventions in the Ottawa Children Treatment Center, a private psychologist, CHIO, in particular Dr. Gandhi, my psychiatrist from CHIO. Dr. Gandhi continues to assist my progress and monitor my medications. My occupational therapist, Jennifer Bogart from CHIO, who supported me and my family with many sensory and self-regulation challenges, she was able to guide me to a new level of self-awareness and self-advocacy. She taught me skills that are essential to my daily functioning. I continue to need body breaks at school 3 times a day. These are just not breaks I take from class to escape. These are essential to my well-being. We have also had to rely on community supports, such as the Ottawa Police Force. I am registered on the Autism Registry, and the offers that I required support from were accepting and respectful of my needs. Another pivotal partner in my success has been my hockey association, Ottawa South End. I have played minor hockey for 6 years and have had many great coaches. When we talk about awareness and inclusion, South End has been there for me. It is in the little things that it counts. Every year during tryouts, they provide me with a private room to get ready. This may seem like a small thing, but in reality, this makes the difference between being able to participate or not. Every year we make my coaches aware that I have autism and that there are days that I may not be able to skate. There are days when I cannot handle wearing all of my hockey equipment. They never judge me, they never get upset with me, they simply accept me. The best part of this acceptance and patience is it has allowed me to play a sport that I love, and it has supported me in developing friendships that I may not have had without this experience. Of course, another champion in my life is my family. My parents have always been a huge support to me. They get to see me at my worst and at my best. There is never a doubt to how much they love and support me. I also have 2 younger brothers who, well, as brothers can, we fight and I annoy them, but I also know that they're there for me no matter what, and I am there for them. There's one of the brothers right over there. The other one's been running around all the time. I may be standing in front of you today, and many of you may be surprised at my ability to speak to all of you. Please know, I am the kid who was at one time unable to present my school projects in front of my own class. I am the kid who couldn't wear clothes because of my sensory issues. I am the kid who has an extremely limited diet. I am the kid who has a sleep disorder. I am the kid that has high anxiety, and now, here I almost was in front of you. There was a time, and continues to be times, when I'm so overwhelmed and helpless that functioning is difficult. I can have meltdowns, I can be socially awkward, I could say things that I should probably filter but don't. I could probably bore you with facts about Canadian history or Doctor Who, space computers, or the Rubik's Cube. And I probably won't care that you're not that interested, or that you would like to talk about something you're interested in. You see, I have to work hard every day at trying to control my symptoms. I am autistic. They can sometimes make me quirky, weird, odd, nerdy, hard to get along with, easily frustrated, sensitive, but it also makes me me. And I'm, well, pretty awesome. The best news is you can help, and it's so easy. Simply participate in events like Raise the Flag. Help raise awareness. The more awareness that we can create for autism, the better. The more people know and understand, the better people can empathize. Remember that we all want the same things. We want to feel like we belong, and that we have friends, and that we matter. Treat me like you'd want to be treated yourself. Be patient, be helpful, be understanding, and mostly just be kind. We are not less, just different. Thank you.
Thank you, that was great. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sharing that with us. So hearing from individuals affected by autism spectrum disorder is one of the main goals of our Raise the Flag campaign. We believe through the... Did I read that? No. Cut that out. We believe through the sharing of stories, community members can see the potential
Good, I don't feel so bad now.
And all individuals with ASD. We invite you to visit our website at www.raisetheflagforautism.com and autismontario.com/Ottawa to learn more and find out how you can help. You'll find resources geared towards all types of learners and tools to promote inclusion and understanding for our community members living with ASD. At this time, I'd like to invite Mayor Watson, Sarah, your family, Nasser, Wyatt's brothers, if you'd like to come up, and we'll raise the flag. Thanks, everyone. Don't forget to visit the website, share what you can, and we'll see you next year.